What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So let's start this video with the off-season physique update of Regan GS. So no competition for Regan this year, as he believes that he hasn't made enough progress to be able to crack top 6 or that first call out at the Olympia level. And that I have to say is a very good assessment. And with the kind of lineup that we are seeing building up for 2024, this is going to be a very competitive Mr. Olympia, especially with the return of Nick Walker, with the addition of a guy like Martin Fitzwater, and hopefully the return of Big Ramy as well. So where does Regan go from here? Well, he will dedicate this entire offseason in order to get his quads bigger, try to add more peak to his biceps, and build a better, more denser chest. Because from the backside, Regan looks absolutely insane top to bottom. His upper half, his lower half, everything is superb. He has those wide lats, very small waist, and guitar-like hamstrings. So from the back he is very complete. But from the front, he's still shallow in some areas, especially when he stands next to some guys who are more denser than him. A great example is last year's Flex Pro Italy, where Nathan Diesha, who structurally is a smaller guy than Regan, but still he made him look really soft on the stage. But still, that Olympia version of Regan GS was extremely impressive, easily the most ripped and shredded version of Regan to date. But he himself admitted the fact that some of the top guys were missing last year, that is gonna play a major role in some of the placings this year at the Olympia. So it is Regan's second time in 3 years that is taking one whole year off, which is why people were a little disappointed with that decision. So hopefully he can come back bigger and better than last year. So his coach Milo Sorsev says that Regan's ceiling is very high. He thinks he can be Mr. Olympia, and so does Jay Cutler. He thinks Regan has a lot of potential. But as of right now, that seems extremely difficult. But do let me know what you guys think. Is Regan one of those guys who can win the Olympia in the future? Next up, we have 1 week out physique update of Stephane. So he is going to be competing at this upcoming Portugal Pro in classic physique. And at this point, making the weight cutoff, that won't be an issue at all, because they're already there. So looking at this update, this is without a shadow of a doubt the most ripped version of Stephane we have ever seen. He's separated and striated everywhere, and things will take a big turn when his coach carves him up, when they introduce carbs in his system. Because as of right now, everyone can see that he looks very flat in all these new updates. But still, it is so amazing that Patrick Tour, his coach, was able to manipulate things in a way that is still holding a good amount of roundness and fullness to his muscles, and losing a lot of his wow factor, especially in the final few weeks. That has always been a major knock on him in the past. Because with the amount of muscle that he normally carries in the off-season, he's bound to lose some muscle. And that is still gonna be the case this year. No matter what happens, he's still gonna lose some muscle, some roundness, some fullness to his physique when he steps on stage. Because the thing is, even in the off-season, he stays extremely lean. But so far, this is the best he has ever looked. But if he shows up this time much better than last year, that would be a huge win for him. And so far, all the updates that we have seen from him this time, it seems like that is gonna be the case. So Stephane was qualified for Mr. Olympia even last year, but he did not make his pro debut due to some personal reasons. And I believe qualifying for the Olympia again this year, that isn't going to be a problem. The question is, how high can he place at the Olympia level? Can he crack top 10? Because I'm sure this year we are going to see him on the big stage. Next up is the physique update of Quinton Beastwood, 3 weeks post Toronto Pro Show, where he placed second behind Akeem Williams, and he was able to beat John Jewett. And that is a placing he should be really proud of, because of based on what happened at the New York Pro earlier this year, and how he showed up at that stage. Almost everyone counted him out. So Quinton still hasn't attained the size that he was carrying at about 6 to 8 weeks out of the New York Pro, but it's definitely looking a lot bigger, but at the same time maintaining a very good conditioning as well. So that 22 weeks prep for this New York Pro, that is what forced him to take a break and skip Vancouver Pro, because he could have been the favorite to win this show, based on how he looked at Toronto Pro, and based on the placings at that show as well, because he was able to beat Hassan Mustafa and John Jewett as well. So credit must be given where it's due. And Quinton did look amazing in Toronto, and he did learn a valuable lesson that he doesn't need to chase conditioning at the expense of so much size, the way they did at the New York Pro. It seemed like he lost so much muscle, and that just totally backfired. Now that being said, the expectations set by the fans for Quinton this year, that were just far too high. Now one of the reasons for that is because we can see he has far better lines than Samson Dauda, who is one of the most aesthetic guy out there. But the fact is, Quinton is just nowhere close to Samson Dauda's level, especially when it comes to his sheer size. the thickness, the completeness from almost every angle. So does Quinton take a break, get healthy, and try to do a show close to Miss Olympia? Or just take another long off season and try to get bigger and come back next year? Because getting to the Olympia stage for Quinton is just as important as placing top 10 at the Olympia level. But first, he has to get to the Olympia stage. So do let me know what you guys think. The current physique update of Dennis Wolf at the age of 45. That is nothing but inspiring for everyone out there. Downsized but still looks in a great shape. So Dennis was very unlucky in a sense that he was unable to retire on his own terms. In fact, he was at the prime of his career when that injury happened, and he was bedridden for quite some time. And the Wolf did try to come back in 2018. That was at the Arnold Classic, but he realized in that contest that he is now only a shadow of his former self. And stepping away from the competitive bodybuilding was a wise decision by him. Because in order to be more competitive, especially at the top level, he had to push for more size again. And that just wasn't worth it, especially if we take into account the health perspective. I mean, we lost so many good bodybuilders after 2018. So coming back to the Wolf. So some of these guys were really unlucky that they competed in the prime time of Kai Green and Phil Heath. And same can be said about guys who competed in the era of Ronnie and Dorian. We had such dominant champs during those years that no one really stood a chance. So could Dennis have won the Olympia in 2018 or 2019? I guess we will never know. But still, it is so great to see him at this size, where he still maintains a decent amount of muscle and appears very athletic as well. So which physique of Dennis Wolf is your all-time favorite? In my opinion, that 2007 version, when he made his Olympia debut. He had a very young, fresh-looking muscles. That has to be considered one of his all-time best. But do let me know what you guys think. So some new pictures of Yang or Yang Lian, they were sent to me by one of my followers. So Xiaoming has been prepping for a while now, and there is a possibility of him doing this upcoming Chicago Pro, which is happening in about 3 weeks time now. In fact, it is less than 3 weeks away. But these pictures of Xiaoming were taken when he was 4 weeks out of the show. So I'm hoping he's still working with Chris Aceto, because last time when he competed, Chris Aceto was his coach. And Chris Aceto was able to bring him in a spectacular condition last time. And he had a good run in 2023. He looked unbelievable at Flex Pro Italy, as well as Prague. But he's just fighting these guys who are taller than him and have better shape than him. But as far as muscularity is concerned, Xiaoming is packed with muscles on top of muscles. He is so damn complete, and he is very dense front to back, top to bottom. He has those unbelievable quads, amazing size. So I'm not really sure how much more muscle can he pack on his frame before he starts getting blockier, because that is the thing that will be a non-negotiable for him. So as of right now, looking at these updates, he's looking very round and very muscular and very dense. So let's see what Joey decides to do next. And also hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.